Hey, and welcome to another episode on the RX7. So today you'll see I've got my new coolant arrived, two 5-litre cans of it, because there's about 8 and a bit litres goes into the RX7 FD. It's the FL22, proper Mazda stuff. So yeah, to start with this one, first thing I need to drop the under tray back off. I mean, there's a hole there, and just underneath that, you probably can't see through, is the fitting at the bottom of the radiator to drain it. But obviously that'll be a hell of a mess if I just try to run it out through that. So we'll take the under tray off first, and then there's a secondary bolt, that one, the sort of rusty head there on the side of the iron that drains the rest of the engine. So we'll get the tray down, we'll get this one out first, we'll drain down what's in there, we'll catch it in the cleaned oil pan. I just like to see how much actually comes out, just as a bit of a common sense check. Once that's finished in there, we'll measure it up, ditch it, and then we'll see what additional comes up the side there, and then we'll plug it up and refill. Okay, there you go. So that's the lower pan. It's been removed now, so you can see there the drain plug in the bottom middle of the radiator. So we'll knock that out, drain it into the pan, and then see how much comes out. Easy. Right, having just given 5 seconds of thought to the implications of letting the water run from the radiator drain plug all the way down to my bench, I've used a bit of old shutter and ply, which will keep the drain pan about 6-8 inches below. So should be a lot cleaner. Don't fancy having to clean up. And also on the matter of this drain plug, it's a bit of a sort of Phillips in there, but I didn't have a Phillips that fitted nice and deep, so a nice flat blade will go actually nice and deep, and you can see it will turn. So I will probably just put this on a little tripod maybe so you can watch it, so if I do drown myself, you should get a bit of a laugh out of it. Right, well here you go, it's me again. That's a better angle, I think, if it stays there. If it falls, it falls, but there you go. So that's how we go. Pull my sleeves up. I haven't taken off any of the caps up in the engine bay because I don't want it to flood out super quick. I just want to see how it goes. So that's undoing the plug. Right, looks like it's going to come out now. Okay, good. So because the plugs are in up the top, it hasn't flooded out. That's a little plastic bung with a rubber, see that rubber washer on top. So I'll put that in the tray for my underpan fittings. So now what I need to do is go up on top, I pop the bonnet again, and then open the rad cap up there. Okay, here goes the expansion tank lid. Hey. Right, I thought I'd just show you on Ninja Bay where I've taken the caps off to drain the fluid. So you've just seen down below where I've taken out the plug from the radiator. And there was literally next to no flow because there was a vacuum in the whole system. Obviously there was no air getting in. So I'd knocked off this cap first, off the expansion tank there. And then that allowed the air to get into the system, then started to drain. And I took off this one at the same time while I was up here, and that drained out completely. Right, you see now, you might be able to hear it, that's just the last few drips just draining down into the null lock. And this is probably only 2/3 full. Trying to get splashed to my face. So we'll let it drip for a little bit, and then yeah, I'll have a quick count, a measure of what's roughly come out there. And we'll move on to the bolt back, but I'll put the plug back in here when I'm working there, just in case there's another glug comes out and it floods everything. Okay, so I just counted it out, well I just measured it into the bucket, and it's 5.5 litres, and it's actually surprising, it's clean, well you can see that, it's clean, green, no contaminants, no bits, no discoloration. I'm not sure what's been used when it was done. It probably would have been last done at Reworks down in Southsea. But you know, it's out now anyway, so that's 5.5 litres out from just a radiator drain plug. So what I'll do is go back over now and knock out that bolt on the side of the engine and see how much more we get out of there. Okay, so you can see it clearly in the picture there, that's that one. I've got a 14-inch socket, and I'm going to see how easy it's going to be to loosen. Oh, there we go. That loosened pretty easily, so just going to finger tight it and see if any fluid comes out. yeah, it looks wet around it. So I'll do that back up, and I'll try and get my plank of wood back in place and the drain tray and see how much of a mess I can make. Right, okay, I've tried this view for it, hang it down, see what happens. It's going to be messy, I feel. I can't even really get in here at the moment. Doing it by touch here because I can't actually see. A little 14mm nut, side bolt, sorry. Okay, that's just a few drips, so we can put this down underneath. That wasn't too messy at all. What I'll do is I'll just drop out the plastic one at the front again on the radiator now, just to double check that's still empty. Right, you'll see just up there, it's hard to point to it. So I'll put the bolt back in again. I've done it nice and snug, not too tight, because you saw how it came out. It was a little bit of force, but not too much. So we got 1.5 litres out of that when we drained it. So that's a total of 7 that's come out of the car. So now the plugs are both back in again. We'll start putting some water back in. Right, okay, so now I've just put 7 litres in. And I've just dipped, I give this a nice wipe off so it's nice and dry. And I've just dipped it, and if you can see on the camera, which I don't think you can, the tiny slots there are basically act as capillary action. So it holds fluid between them to show the level. And when I look at this one, it's holding it right up to, oh, I can't point at it, at the one just below the F for full. And the ones above remain empty of water. So you know the way that like a fluid wicks between a tiny gap, that's the same principle as that on there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. So 7 litres, so I'll run it again now for a couple of minutes. Let it get up to temperature. Any more bubbles, bits and pieces can come out, and then we'll recheck. Okay, I've just run the engine. We've just turned it off so you can hear it. It's kind of ticking and clicking and doing the old cooling down. I just popped this back open again, the radiator reservoir, and it's still got fluid in the little gaps up to the F. So basically it's full. So I'm happy with that. I'll wait till it cools down properly, and I'll crack open these two again, just check inside those. I'll also dip the oil. Now it's that's the second run it's had since I changed the oil and filter. So we'll just let it completely cool down, have another once over, and we're still waiting for the brakes, the discs and the wheels to come back. So yeah, I'll put the under tray back on underneath now I'm done down there, because I've just checked for some drips and there are none. So yeah, happy days. That's this one done.